You and Chris are going to be in here talking about God knows what.
Oh, man, I'm sitting here messing with the controls, and then I made the mistake of looking up. You know, we are possibly going to start streaming portions of this show.
Well, it won't be near as fun.
You're probably right on that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Retro Show. And this is, once again, kind of a holiday-themed show, as this will air around the holiday season. But really, it's just talking about toys. Not Toys in the Attic, which is a great Aerosmith album, by the way.
It is a great.
Probably
my favorite.
Oh, mine too. Absolutely, it's a great album. But no, this is about toys that we grew up with in the 70s, and you know, I have to start this off, Chris, by saying that I think people need to realize how easy it is to find old episodes of the Retro Show by going to retroshow.net
Yep.
and clicking on episodes. You can take a tour back through the 30-something episodes that we have done before on there. There's some good ones in there, too.
I tell you, man, I have a really good time doing this. It's I look forward to it.
Well, you know, I'm always disappointed in, like, when we're so busy, and this has been a busy month. I'm going to be honest with you. This has been a busy week. But
today's only Tuesday, folks.
It's only Tuesday. By the way, we not only record on Tuesdays, new episodes come out on Tuesdays.
Right.
All right? So you guys can, every Tuesday, check out for a new episode of The Retro Show. That'll pop up live. Here's me telling on myself.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Don't do it, man.
So last night, I'm sitting there thinking, and Debbie said, she said, well, I got to do this tomorrow night. Is Chris coming over to record tomorrow? I said, yeah. And then it hit me at like 9:30 last night. I haven't produced the next show for Tuesday.
Oh, good Lord.
I've been so busy. It's been Thanksgiving week. And
did one come out Thanksgiving week? No, one didn't come out.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. But
I'm behind.
I had one. I was like, okay, I think I have one left to produce, and I better get on it. So I got up at 6 in the morning and finished producing that thing that came out today, if you listen to it.
I didn't listen to it this morning. I didn't find it till this afternoon when I got home.
So it was, well, there's a reason it might not have popped up in your feed because it was a little bit late publishing. Usually I have those ready to go like the Saturday before.
Right.
Well,
I'm usually I'm between anywhere from 4:30 to 6.
Right.
I wake up and I usually get up, make coffee, and then sit.
Yeah.
And have my time. That's my time in the mornings. Nobody's up.
I didn't used to be an early riser, but I find that now if I get up at 6 in the morning and I get a cup of coffee and I chill out for a while.
Yeah, much better day.
The day goes a lot better.
It does.
Because
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
The night's fixing to go a lot better now.
Yeah, and there you go. And I believe I hear my wife getting home, and if I can pull her into this
either that
podcast,
or that whole end of the house is now gone.
Yes, either that or the whole end of the house is now gone. And I'm about to pull her into this podcast if I can. She may be really tired, but we'll see. Folks, be rooting for us. We're going to try to get her to come in here.
Well, don't root too hard. Debbie is a good sport.
Yeah, she's a good sport. And we'll see if we can get her in here to jump on that microphone. Hang on a second. I'm about to call for my wife. Debbie? Hello? Wife? Now, she'll be here in a second. This would be stuff I have to edit out. So
why would you edit this out?
That's true. I might just leave it in.
Go with it.
Just go with it. Hi, Debbie. Hello? Wife!
Yes?
Attend me! Let's see.
Yeah, this is not going to go well after I leave.
Oh, we'll see if we can get her to jump in here. And I'm sure very soon she'll be coming around. She'll be coming around the corner when she comes.
I want y'all all to take note how she attended him.
Oh, yeah. She just jumped right to attention, didn't she? Yeah.
Hey, Debbie. Oh, she's gone. She's gone.
She gone. She went to the back.
She may come back.
She may come back. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of today's retro show is toys. And I, for one...
Specifically from when we were kids.
Specifically from when we were kids.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. There is a huge section of this list that if I could get my hands on one of these toys today, I'd be 10 years old again and be playing in the living room. And
I'll be playing in the floor. My knees be hurting when I try to get up, but I'll be in the floor playing these right here.
Oh, man.
So, yes, there are plenty of toys on this list that we're going to bring up here. And, Chris, I can't think of a better way to get us started. Well, hello, Debbie.
Debbie Renfro, everybody.
Yeah, that was a nice try. Chris.
I'm not in charge of the buttons.
Yeah, see,
What's up,
see,
Deb?
that's the thing is he pushed the buttons, and he never pushes the buttons. All right, let's see here. Let's turn your mic on. Hi there. Okay, hey, Chris, did you pull that microphone up for her?
Yep.
Where she can get to it? Oh. Can you hear okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
There are
good.
so many things that went through my head right there of things to say, and it was like, nope, inappropriate, nope, inappropriate, nope, inappropriate.
But
And
anyway,
I still don't know what y'all are talking about.
so listen, Debbie, the topic of today are toys we grew up with, and we were going to be specifically very boy heavy unless you showed up.
Okay.
So
Because we are all man, lady.
We're manly men who are going to talk about toys.
That's right. But that's listen, that's our list, so you have to set it between us.
Yeah,
sister.
and you're going to have to think of things to add in there. I did try to add some things in there, and we'll talk about those, but they're few and far between. And some of them are things that we all would have played with.
Right.
You know, like games and stuff like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Retro Show. And if you want to find out more about us, retroshow.net is where you can go to hook up with our Facebook, find out where to listen to us, and all of that fun stuff. So what I want to ask you all to do is stick around because we're going to be coming right back. Hey guys, this is Butch from the Retro Show. And did you know you can support the Retro Show with a mere $3 a month? Chris, that's a bargain.
That is a bargain. I mean, you can't even get a Keurig K-Cup for that.
Yeah, except for those cheap ones.
Like Donut Shop.
Wait, man, I like Donut Shop.
What? Oh, those are good. I'm sorry.
No. Okay. So anyway, the supporters that we have, we appreciate you, and they are. And we got a new one, by the way, Dusty Breeze.
Dusty.
I'm sure that's what your mama named you. Also,
Dusty Breeze.
Dusty Breeze. That also sounds like the LNC Corporation is still in large and in charge.
That's right.
Around here.
For sure.
Yep. Kevin Goff, thank you very much.
Mr. Goff, thank you. Norton. I know you've been watching me, and I've been watching you.
Chris B. Thank you, Chris B.
Nancy Schwartz.
Nancy Schwartz. Thank you, Nancy. And, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Ramsey.
Just riding in off the range.
Riding in off the range.
Joshua Ramsey.
That's right. I'm going to walk into a saloon somewhere.
Fran?
Nice sarsaparilla.
Fran
Adams, ladies
Adams.
and gentlemen. EM, thank you very much for your continued support. And Bradford the Behemoth Mason. And ladies and gentlemen, our original supporter,
Number one in our hearts.
Tanya Highland.
Thanks, Tanya.
Hey, thanks
to all of you.
Thanks to all of you. Thanks for supporting the Retro Show. And for $3 a month, you can too. Go to retroshow.net and you can find out how to support the podcast and become a producer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Retro Show here with Chris and Debbie Renfro. My lovely, beautiful wife has joined us.
It's the trifecta, folks.
It's the trifecta. It's now
She's
the
got on
A-team
her
is
Team
here.
Chris shirt. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Retro
she's got
Show
the-
Team
Team Chris.
Team Chris, you can go to the retro. You can go to the
Put your
store. at
orders
Ret-
in.
You can go to the store at retroshow.net and get you one of them. You can get a Team Butch shirt too, but then why would you do that when you can get a Team Chris shirt? Folks, I'm going to play a commercial here, and then I want you to see if this brings back the serotonin for you, okay? So let's go ahead and play this commercial and see if it fires up for us.
Light Bright, the toy that lets you create beautiful pictures with light. Work with colorful pegs that glow with light. Light bulbs not included. Make people, animals think. And with read,
I think we all did. Debbie, you have one?
I did not, but I had
You
friends
can
that
make
did.
lots of pretty pictures with
So I
Light
could play
Bright
theirs.
from
I
Hasbro.
did
Right.
not have a light bright.
You did not have a. That sounds like a sad
I
story
had an
right
Etch a
there.
Sketch.
Yeah, Etch a Sketch. Well,
Yeah.
that's coming up on the list. But yeah, yeah, Light Bright was huge. That was one of those. I think I got one of those at my birthday and not Christmas.
I got it for Christmas.
You got it for
I
Christmas.
did.
Yeah. But
Was,
yeah, that Light Bright was one of those huge '70s toys.
it was.
it came
but,
out.
Dude, we talked about this. The Dead Gum Sears and JCPenney catalogs would come out, and good God, you'd go through there and circle 75 things.
Yes. Now, did you ever fight with your brothers over who got to look at the catalog first or two?
No, they were so much older than me that by
Right.
the time I could look at it, on my own and knew what I was doing, they didn't care.
They didn't care what you were doing. So I actually, my sister, I have 3 older sisters that I grew up with, and the one just older is like 7 years older than me, and I would still fight her over the catalog, and so, but yeah, I wanted that catalog so I could look at all the toys. But okay, so who were the big catalog? You had Sears. Sears was the big one that would come out, the Wish Book.
Yep.
Every year. Service Merchandise,
Service and JCPenney.
J.C. Penney,
We only got the Sears one at our house for whatever reason.
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery. I forgot about
Forgot
Montgomery.
about them.
Montgomery Ward was
Yep.
a thing back then.
It was.
And so, yeah.
Were they like the poor man Sears, Montgomery Ward?
I don't know.
I think they were a head-to-head competitor with,
Yeah.
with
I thought-
Sears.
At that time, they were all pretty big.
I can't. Sears is really no more.
No,
I don't.
really, they're not.
I don't see them anymore.
I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, we used to go to the big Sears there by University.
Yeah.
I got lost in there. It's the one and only time I got lost as a child. I was 5. Got lost in Sears at Christmas time.
You wouldn't want to get lost at Sears there now.
No.
Oh, yeah. Especially since they tore it down.
No, but I'm just saying that section of
just saying.
town.
Yeah.
Wasn't it blue? It was a blue building.
It's a blue
yeah.
building
Yep.
back then. But yeah, Sears was a big thing back then.
They had the escalators.
The escalators.
I love the
Well,
escalators.
one of my great. Who's the comedian that says that, if escalators go, like if they quit working, well, then they're not out of order. They've just turned into stairs.
Stairs. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, yes.
So you can do that. So, guys, I'm about to release the serotonin again and get one of these classic commercials that we all remember listening to.
Slinky toys are fun toys. What walks downstairs alone or in pairs and makes a slinkity sound. A spring, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's Slinky. It's Slinky. When ready to
Oh.
gift a very likable
There was another
toy.
verse.
There
It's
was.
falling in
Forgot.
place,
Sorry.
brings smiles to your face. Something kids can enjoy. It's Slinky. It's Slinky. For fun, it's a wonderful toy. It's Slinky. It's Slinky. It's fun for a girl and a boy. And Slinky mobiles with big.
I don't think that whole song was on the commercial.
Yeah, this is like a minute-long commercial. This is like one of the big ones here. But yeah, the Slinky theme song. Everybody got a Slinky, and they put a kink into it within like a day.
Yeah.
So
aggravating.
Interesting side note.
Yeah.
I watched a reel the other day. Some woman had attached a slinky to her bird feeder pole.
Oh, the squirrels?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I
That's
laughed.
genius, dude. I'm going to put one of those on our bird feeder pole, Debbie.
Yep.
keep them out of there.
Squirrel go up there and he just slink down.
Just slink down. But, you get the Slinky, and on TV it looked really cool because it would, like, walk down the stairs. I never could get it to do that.
Well, you didn't have stairs, Butch.
Well, no, I had to,
You didn't have stairs, dude. I've been to your house. You did not have stairs.
They have one stair, Chris, that went down into the living room.
Yes.
Well,
They
and
had
then the one going into your dad's shop was two
Yes,
stairs.
that's what I'm trying to tell you, that there's one out there.
Well, that was not that was not a normal stair either.
Well, yeah, that's true. It was cinder blocks. But, it
well,
didn't
it should
work.
have done it. That's what you're saying.
It should have done it. But I'm just telling you. So, Debbie, I'm about to... Let me see if I can find this on here. I thought I downloaded it there. But, so tell me about, like... Debbie, what was your favorite Christmas toy that you remember getting as a little girl?
Favorite Christmas toy? Oh. Well, I loved all of my baby dolls. There was a little baby doll called Baby Tender Love.
I remember that
And
commercial.
she felt soft and her eyes opened and closed. And I had a Holly Hobby doll. I think that was popular because of Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, yeah.
I had my little Holly Hobby little prairie dress doll.
That little prairie dress. I want to tell you something, though. You get a room full of dolls, that's like the creepiest thing you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Not these dolls. They weren't the porcelain dolls or the thing. And then my Barbies, of course.
Of course, the Barbies.
Oh, my daughter skipped Barbie and went straight to the American Girl dolls, and good Lord, what a racket.
We didn't have those.
Yeah, were those
I know you
expensive?
didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
They were like
You guys
big
have not
time-
gone to Chicago, or is it Dallas also, to the American Girl?
My daughter has been to the American Girl store. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a racket then, huh?
Let me tell you one side note. You said Chicago. I've been to Chicago one time, and on Michigan Avenue they got FAO Schwartz.
Yeah. That's
That
like a
is
big
the
toy
coolest
store.
place I've ever been.
Yeah,
in my
they've got
life.
it in New York too, and we didn't go. We didn't go for
when
whatever
we were
reason.
there.
We
Yeah,
didn't go.
Cindy, we got upstairs up at the top, and they had the big GI Joes and a tank, like a Sherman
Like a tank.
like a Sherman tank. And I told Cindy, I said, I'm buying that damn tank, and she's like, you are not buying that tank. We had the biggest fight in FAO Schwartz
because I wanna buy that tank.
I want the GI Joe M1A Sherman.
Chris, tell me.
Tell me.
When you were a kid, what is one Christmas present toy that really sticks out?
Number 4 on the list.
What's that?
Number 4 on the list. Look at
Number
it.
4 on the list, that would be the Vertibird
Helicopter.
Dude, can I tell you how much I loved the Vertibird chopper?
Oh my gosh, I played with that and played with that and played
What
with
is
with
that? I don't remember that.
It was you had a control stick.
Well, just listen to the commercial and all will be revealed, Debbie, about the Vertibird.
And it was connected
Bank robbers are
to
getting away. Vertibird Air Police chopper takes off. Headquarters has them on the screen. They're turning south onto Route 5, and you're after them. You drop the roadblock.
How's the serotonin level, Chris? This is-
And go for a hookup. Now you move it forward, steady it, and lower it. You've got them. Now you bring them in.
That's it.
10.
Wasn't it cool?
It was
Dude, that
so
was one of my
much fun,
favorite
man.
toys ever.
With everything you see
Was the Vertibird chopper. So
And
what it was
all it did was
is
go in a circle.
it
That's all
went in a
did.
circle, but it
You go,
was a helicopter, and so Debbie, what are you doing over there? I'm the one in charge of sound.
If
here.
you knew what I was doing.
Are you looking at housewife stuff again?
No, I accidentally went onto TikTok. But listen, you were asking me about favorite toys.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a toy and you're like, what were they thinking? Or what were you
Yes.
thinking?
Oh, there's a bunch of them
Santa?
on this
Yeah, there's
list.
a bunch of them.
Because I had a doll, you guys, and I was trying to remember the name. That's why I was looking up the phone. It was like a doll. I must have been like a 10 or so, and my mom was very uncomfortable speaking about the birds and the bees and things like that. So I got a doll, literally, and I thought it was called Growing Up Girl, but that was a different doll. So I made the mistake of looking up doll that grows boobs. Don't do that.
Don't you?
Do you know how many people that are listening to this podcast right now are typing in doll that grows boobs?
Because
Make that and then make that disclaimer.
I received a doll from my parents that literally you pushed a button and she grew boobs.
Heck yeah.
And then you could make them go away. And she was dressed like a little schoolgirl, Chris, I know. She had the little plaid skirt and the little yellow sweater. And I was old enough, though, that she was one of those presents that I unwrapped when Mom and Dad were out of the house.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like, I do not want to open that again Christmas Day.
I know what Chris wants for Christmas
But
now.
I did find the doll.
What was it called?
After I looked up doll that grows boobs. Here she is. The doll grows boobs. She's a Skipper doll.
Oh, okay. So it was a Barbie type thing.
Going through
It was
puberty.
Mattel.
Mhm.
Okay, so it was to
pushed a
prepare
button.
little girls for
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, I
Could
guess
you
that's
be
a thing.
more inappropriate?
you know.
Well, you know what? You say that, but raising my kids, you know, there were all kinds of books out there and stuff that you got for them. I don't know about the doll. We didn't have anything like that, but if you're uncomfortable, maybe that's the way around it.
Yeah, and
You
I
know
don't
what
mean
I'm saying?
inappropriate like it wasn't I just think it's one of those things that's like maybe not Christmas Day.
Right?
Oh, man. So, guys, I got to tell you about this is probably one of my favorite Christmas presents I ever got. I was around 6 years old when I got this, and that was the Hot Wheels Sizzlers.
There's something new in Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels Sizzlers are here. Underneath his gleaming hood is a built-in motor. Hot Wheels with power built right inside.
Is that the one you gassed up?
Gassed up.
Yeah, we had those. Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, we had those.
And they'll run
Absolutely.
Hot Wheels track for life.
You know the one bad thing about that? Is those tracks? They were easy to grab
Oh,
and
dude,
get
trust
your
me.
butt whipped with.
Oh, trust me. I have horror stories. I still have nightmares about that.
California 8 race set. With 2 Sizzlers. Track.
But man,
Machine.
I remember on Christmas morning,
Brake. Essence.
1972.
That's the same year I got it. Me and Monty got it for Christmas. It was a guest.
Yeah.
Or what do you call it? A
Go.
conglomerate gift.
Yeah, where you both got it. Man, I'm going to tell you something. That was like one of the most awesome ones.
was really
the
cool.
Verdi Bird.
The Verdi Bird was
were
awesome.
Great, were great toys.
You know, I probably played with the Verdi Bird more than anything because I always wanted to fly. I still don't know. You know, my eyes weren't good enough for military, or I would have tried to gone into the Army and flown choppers. That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
But everybody tell me your eyes aren't good enough. Crap, great.
Yeah.
But I flew that thing, and the Hot Wheels. Yeah.
Oh, the Hot Wheels Sizzlers, man. That was one of the coolest toys. But like I said, those little track things, oh, you don't want that.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see him, but he has joined Debbie at the microphone, and that is podcast general manager Bentley, the party poodle, has come into the fray to be petted
He
and
keeps
held
pestering me.
because he wants
Like
to be
he
held.
wants up here, and then I reach down, and he runs away. And then he comes back and pesters me again, so I just nabbed
and
him.
then he can't do it. Debbie, what else do you remember? What great toys do you remember as a
Easy
little kid?
Bake Oven.
Easy Bake Oven is on the list.
I
Is
actually
it?
had one of those too.
Loved it. My mom, you
Didn't
couldn't
you put a
go.
light bulb in those?
They were a light, but listen, they would burn the fire out of you if you weren't careful. But usually, you run out of all the little cake mixes and things
Yeah.
that come with them. And so whenever, like, my mom would make a cake,
And they were like real little cake mixes.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And I
That's
would
the
go
reason I
get.
wanted. I could make my own cake.
I would get some of the batter if my mom was making a cake and go bake it.
And bake it in your
my
Easy Bake Oven. That is awesome. Yeah, I remember that was big. And they always had those advertised. I don't know. Do they still make an Easy Bake Oven?
They do.
No idea.
They do it.
No,
They do.
That is amazing. I didn't know
I
that.
got a big oven now. I don't need.
Yeah, I got a busy. I don't need no Easy Bake. If they had a thing where I could, and they do now, they have a thing where I can make a pizza in the backyard, and I've actually been looking at those. Chris, anything that you can remember from
SST
Christmas morning?
cars.
Oh,
Lord.
dude, the SST cars were so cool.
I had the Smash Up Derby car.
Yeah, the Smash Up Derby, because you would get your buddy and you would fire him up and you would actually have a demolition derby and it would explode parts off of.
Yep. And then you'd spend 10 minutes putting them all back together and do it again.
Do it again.
It was time consuming. There's a lot on this list, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
So the SST, if you're not familiar with those, remember they had the thing that you would. It was like a ripcord that you would put in, and
it had one center wheel.
It had one big center wheel, and you would fire that thing up, and boy, you could rip that thing and just send it screaming out there, which came out about the same time as what I'm about to tell you about.
I know what it's going to be.
It's the Evel Knievel motorcycle.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
did you know I never had one of those?
You never had an Evel Knievel?
Well, they sold out that year at Christmas that they came out and just never got one. I had friends that had them.
Those.
I did. It was cool. I love that thing.
Man, that was really cool. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, hang on a sec. I think I've got something on that. Let me see.
What a jump! Evil's riding the amazing Star Cycle. That gyro power sends him over 100 feet at top speed. Loop-de-loop, and he's not through yet.
Yeah.
Dragster, Evil's super sprint car with built-in drag chute to slow him down. What a hook! And now, the Sky Cycle.
And you would crank that thing as fast as you could, and then you hit that little button and send it out. Yeah.
With the power that can really rip. He's sensational.
But yeah, those were fun, man.
He's a knockout.
There's some dude on TikTok or Instagram or something that sets up jumps and stuff with his Evel Knievel.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yep.
Fun.
I set that in. Okay, Debbie, I'm about to play something here for you for a commercial that you'll probably kind of remember here. Let's see.
Malibu Barbie. She's Mattel's super new suntanned Barbie. Hey, Barbie's gotta go.
Barbie's getting skin cancer, y'all.
Malibu Barbie to me is the quintessential Barbie.
Yeah, that's the one.
She's like she was it.
Great wherever they go.
Yeah, because she had the Corvette. You could get the Corvette to go.
And the beach house.
Yes. She had a beach house. There was the Barbie Dream House, and then I had the Barbie condo that had the elevator.
Of course,
Barbie had a condo.
Well,
yes.
Of course you did. You know, we as guys, we didn't have dolls. No.
Introducing the new G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. Can your G.I. Joe make the adventure team? You can find out at the training center. You assemble the tower and climb Joe up. Send him down the easy way and the hard. Uh-oh, a giant snake. This calls for the Kung Fu Grip. Can you get the snake with Joe's Kung Fu Grip? Yes. The G.I. Joe
Chris
Training
has some
Center adventure
experience
comes
with that.
everything you see here. G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip sold separately.
Okay.
That's just wrong on so many levels.
But G.I. Joe, listen, G.I. Joe to me was because I think they were like 13 inches tall.
They were as big as the Barbies.
Yeah, they were actually a little bit bigger than Barbie.
They were bigger than the Barbies. And you know how I know they were bigger than the Barbies?
Because
your brothers had them.
Because your brothers had them, and you would grab one to date Barbie.
Yes. Because I only had one
stupid.
Ken doll, and I had all these Barbies.
Kim was never mind.
And listen,
never mind.
G.I. Joe's going to beat Ken any day.
Any day.
Right?
So
Right?
yeah, I would sneak the Ken doll, and he would be Barbie's boyfriend because he had the Kung Fu Grip. He could hold Barbie's hand.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
You guys were talking about how, that it was guy-centric and all the toys and stuff. Here's the truth about it. Girls have all the clothes, like little girls. There's little girl clothes, hair accessories. Not as much for boys, but boys have all the good toys.
Right?
When you think about it. Girls, we had dolls, Barbies, and like makeup stuff, but not a huge variety of things like the boys did.
Right.
I mean, I would get out in the mud puddle with my brothers with their army men.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, the little green army men.
Yeah.
They're on my list here. The little toy soldiers, the little green army men. And Chris and I have talked about this on previous episodes before. Every kid had little green army men.
I had a box full.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd get them 100 at a time, man.
Get them, and they were like,
a whole
what,
freaking
$1.50.
battalion. Yeah.
And it's like, and the beautiful thing about that is when you got your fireworks.
Yeah. Yep.
some of them didn't make it.
No.
That's all I'm saying. No. Some of them didn't make
We
it.
talked about the flamethrower episode, too.
Yes, we did. And
You melted your army man.
some of them didn't make it, Debbie. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
They gave their all.
The MASH unit wasn't available.
They gave their all. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and play this for you here and see what your memories are.
For cool summer splashing fun, get Water Wiggle. It's fun, it wiggles, it's wild, you bet. Just try to catch it and not get wet. Water Wiggle, it's a crazy way to cool off. Slide into exciting summer fun with the Jet Spray Slip and Slide. The sliding,
yeah.
More like
slippery way
slip
to
and
cool
bleed.
off. Hundreds of water jets give you fun action. Slip and Slide and Water Wiggle sold separately.
I don't remember Water
From
Wiggle.
Whammo.
Okay, Water Wiggle was this thing. It was just basically
For cool summer.
Water Wiggle was basically this thing you attached to the end of the water hose, and it just flopped around. The Slip and Slide. Slip and bleed, y'all. Slip and bleed.
Yes.
Because in my yard, there's a lot of shell. And it was just beneath the surface.
It would just eat its way through that slip and slide.
Yes,
I remember
it would.
that.
And so, yeah.
But you had a hill.
I had a hill.
Did you put it up and down the hill?
Yeah,
Wow.
only once.
See, we had a flat yard.
Yeah,
You
had
ain't stopping, baby.
No, you ain't stopping. I figured that out. And then we had to run the
Yeah,
water
we could
hose
slide
down to the yard.
We could slide down the hill in your yard just on the leaves.
Yep.
We would put a box out there and the kids would slide down on leaves.
Yep.
Okay. Chris, I'm going to play this next commercial. And we talked about the action figures, which they weren't dolls. They were action figures. So we had G.I. Joe, but I'm going to go ahead and play this one here. Whatever you need to tell yourself. And so I'm going to play this for you because I'm sure we all had.
It's Bionic Bigfoot, new from Kenner. And the $6 Million Man.
You'll never be big. Give up, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Bionic Bigfoot, new from Kenner. $6 Million Man sold separately.
Of course. It's always sold separately.
I had a $6 million man.
Did you lose the little bionic parts?
No.
You didn't? Because, he had some in his arm.
No, I think he had a flamethrower accident also.
He had a flamethrower accident. Okay.
It's possible.
There's another bunch of action figures besides G.I. Joe and besides the $6 Million Man. I'm going to play this and see if you remember this because I had some of these right here.
Big Jim's World of Adventure starring Big Josh with talking camp pack. You unload the Big Jim sports camper gear. Big Josh says, bring the boat and fishing gear. And know the dinner will soon be here.
Don't forget the exciting world of camping, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget the beer.
Don't forget the beer.
Like a good camp should. Big Josh with talking camp
That
pack
was
is
a
sold
toy?
separately.
That was a toy, Big
sports
Jim.
camper comes with fishing boat and gear.
Yeah.
Fishing boat and gear. Well, so does your Uncle Bob. He's got a fishing boat and
I promise you, he's got beer.
Debbie, can you remember any other Christmas morning toys that you got as a little girl that stick out?
I got a table and chairs.
A table and chairs.
It's very important, a little girl. I got a table and chairs for my bedroom because then you can have your tea parties
Okay.
on the tables and chairs.
That's a thing.
And
That's
I
guess that's
I had
a
a
thing.
daughter. It's a thing.
It's a thing? Okay.
That's a thing.
you got to
Okay.
have the table and chairs, and you got to have your tea set.
Okay.
I got that the same year. I have a picture of me. And for those of you who don't know, I was a twirler in high school. And I have a picture of me, and I might be like 9. I got my first baton, and I'm holding it like this.
Oh, that's cute.
Like there are things to come.
She was good, too,
She was-
guys.
she
I'm gonna
was a
tell
good
you, she
twirler.
was really good at that. She was actually...
I was actually pretty good. I'd take her baton at lunch and
would.
twirl it.
And twirl it.
I loved it.
That's how long we've known each other.
That was in junior high, actually.
Yes.
I was in junior high. Chris, do you remember any other...
There's a couple. There's more than a couple, but there's a couple I'm seeing here that were really important to me.
What's that?
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Gosh, man. Those were
you
so
know,
much fun.
They were fun. I've played them recently. Some kid got retro retro stuff for his birthday, and I played them. Man, it was terrible. It really was. But it was,
back then, I don't know. You know, it's like I remember the Rock'em Sock'em Robots, man, and you know, it was like whoever could just beat on the little.
I can beat any kid on the block. Oh yeah, yeah.
They're slugging it out. A left to the jaw and.
Remember that sound?
You can pass it right back on.
Yeah.
It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
You know, my boys had Rock'em Sock'em because we bought those for our boys.
Yep.
Knock his block off.
I mean, they're great. They're great for kids. They really are. I mean, this is just kind of good, clean fun.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this list here, and I remember one thing that I really remember that every boy had, and that was the electric football game.
Yeah, man, and that was up into middle school and junior high. That was still going strong.
Yeah,
they had not only the football, they had basketball.
No, I'm talking about that.
Oh, you talking about the vibrating one?
Yeah,
we
the
had
vibrating one.
The same year we got the Sizzlers.
Yeah,
the Hot Wheel Sizzlers. We got
Wheel
that.
Sizzlers. You got the little football game that would run across there, and there was no. It was totally random on there. It's like I don't think your tight end's supposed to do that, you know. And so, but yeah, that was that.
Now you've got that on the list. Is that the electric football you're talking about?
The electric football, but I also have on the list. The one that the electronic handheld football game.
That's
and
the one I'm talking about.
You're. There's like Tiger, I think, did those. Or some company.
No, it was Mattel.
It was Mattel.
Yeah.
But yes, it was Mattel. And everybody, I remember on the bus.
Oh, my gosh.
That everybody who got one brought it with them to school. And they had to tell us at school that you cannot turn those on. I remember that.
You remember Coach Bishop?
Yeah.
I had him in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Study hall.
For study hall, he'd take your electronic football game, and then he'd be up there playing.
And he'd be up there playing it while he was saying, "You're running the battery out, man."
Dadgummit.
Dad,
why do you get to play it and I don't?
I know. Okay.
Oh, Viewmaster.
Yeah.
Viewmaster was fun.
Viewmaster.
Viewmaster was it was one of those things, you know, you could get like any one of those little circular things you would put in there, and some of them were 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It was cool,
man. I think everybody had a Viewmaster.
Viewmaster got fancy though.
Yeah,
we just
did.
had like the little red one.
The little that you could click, and they had them where they would like have audio with them.
Man, Tonka trucks are indestructible.
Tonka trucks were indestructible. They were literally. They actually had a commercial back in the 70s of an elephant standing on a Tonka truck just to show that it was, you know, that just how tough they were. And you could beat the crap out of those things and run them down hills, and it'd still go.
Hell, you could ride them.
Yeah, you could ride the things.
Yeah, our kids did. You'd lift up the bed of the dump truck and sit in between and roll it.
Yep. Spirograph.
I had a Spirograph.
I had probably more than one. Those things were, I think every kid had a Spirograph. Those were fun. I remember those. You make the little different.
Those were good, like quiet, rainy day doodle toys.
Yes.
Or definitely. In the car. You could take them in the car.
I would say the biggest one on this list, probably, for everybody, would be the Atari 2600.
The Atari 2600 was absolutely.
We had Pong. My dad was fascinated with video games. He didn't really play them much, but he thought they were really, really cool.
Yep.
And so we had Pong, which that's all it did was Pong. We had that first, and then that Atari 2600 came out where you could put different games in and cartridges, and good Lord.
I think 78 was when that came out. I don't think I got mine until like 80 is when I got my Atari. But yeah, the Atari 20, it was huge. It was the home video game.
It was.
For a long time.
It was. And I mean, you play those games today and it's just like, good Lord, really?
Oh, they're bad. They're 8-bit games.
They're 8-bit games, they are.
But
back then that was the top of the heap, Jack.
That was the thing. So I want to tell you the game that taught me anxiety and how to become an anxious person, and that was the game of perfection.
Perfection.
Because
I like perfection, though.
I do too.
When you're into perfection, keep on your toes. You have to be aware,
keep on your toes.
Push the plunger down.
But you know what that taught me? It's like, oh, you got to hurry, man. You got to hurry. Oh, no. You know. So, yeah.
Perfection, complete with playing box, mechanical timer,
So
and 25.
let me go ahead and
geometric
explain
shapes
perfection.
from
So you would
Lakeside.
put all of these different. You had a timer, and you would push it down, and you had all these different shapes, and you had to fill in the shapes before the timer went out, or it would go off.
It would pop up, and
you didn't know
scatter
when
them.
it was going to go off, which is why
I really liked that game, though.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
You can get a mini. They have a mini perfection now.
Yeah.
They have a miniature perfection.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Mini perfection. Speaking of mini things.
Let me show you how to handle that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Or not. But I remember. One of the things on this list that I know that probably everybody played with in the mid-'70s. You remember Shrinky Dinks?
I don't.
Yes.
What is? Remind me what it
them.
is. What is it?
So what it was is they were like these big plastic sheets, and you could color them, and they had these different things. And you would cut them out, and then you put them in the oven, and they would shrink up
Into
very
like
tiny.
a little plastic doodad you could keep.
Yeah, it like turned into like a little
never played with
charm
those.
or something like that.
I was thinking, you got Wooly Willy on here.
Yeah.
I remember, but what was the thing where you drew, and it was all black, and then you could just lift it up and it would erase it.
Oh, the little I can't remember what you called those.
They were
but
not expensive, and they were
they're like a
very
50
entertaining.
cents, and you always had it like you got one at least one a year as a stocking stuffer or something like that. You remember there's like the little pad. And it was gray,
You had a plastic
you had
pencil.
like a little, and you would lift it up, and it would erase it.
And it was black on the back
on the
side.
bottom, on the back side.
There was the clear part, and
Yes.
then another page, and then it was black.
Yep.
I don't ever see those anymore.
No,
I don't see those. I'm sure they have them.
They were
somewhere.
great. We used to play hangman
Yeah.
on those.
Yeah.
Or tic-tac-toe.
Oh, that's perfect for that.
Stuff like
Tic-tac-toe.
that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But the Willy Willy or Wooly Willy, I've seen though. I like Cracker Barrel. I think has some of these.
Yeah, they do actually.
It was a face, and it was enclosed in plastic like a bubble, and you had a little magnet pin, and you could pull these metal shavings up and
Yeah.
put beards on him
Yep.
and all kinds of stuff. It was
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun.
Everybody had one of those, and
Yep.
then you would shake it. And speaking of that, Etch-a-Sketch.
I liked that.
Everybody had an Etch-a-Sketch.
I was never good at it, though.
I was terrible at it. You know what I could make really good on that? Stairs. I made great stairs.
I was not patient enough for Etch-a-Sketch.
I've actually, if you go on YouTube, you can actually look at people who actually do like.
I was going to say,
paintings.
do you know who was really good at it?
Who was that?
J.W. Curtis.
Really?
What?
My dad could roll with it. He was an
could
artist though, man. I mean,
but he could rock an Etch-a-Sketch.
he could.
Oh man! So I remember.
I liked Operation.
I did too. Operation was a good game, and there's a game on here that's not.
My turn to operate. Operate? Butterfingers.
In the wacky doctor's
Here's your
game.
card.
Batteries not included.
Take out his spirits for $100. Oh, you'll never do that. Don't touch the side.
His nose lights
It
up.
takes a very steady hand.
I did it. That's $200 for me. May I play?
Operation. A Milton Bradley game.
Yeah. There's another game that is not on this list that came out that was really cool, and I've actually they brought it back. Mousetrap.
Mousetrap was
Yes.
cool.
It was
Do
cool.
you know I've
Our
never
boys
played
had
it?
it.
It's
You've
up
never-
in the closet in there.
And you've never
Our
played it?
boys have it up in the
We're
closet.
going to play Mousetrap one of these days.
We're going to play it one of these days.
We need to have a game night where that's what we play, or those old school games like that.
That would be fun.
We got to
wouldn't
get
it?
a copy of Operation because
We got to get Operation.
we
and
need Johnson in on that. We need Keller Johnson.
We
on
need
here,
Keller
man.
Johnson.
That would be
on
fun.
one.
Keller,
Johnson.
you're coming to game night,
Keller should
buddy.
have been on this show. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Keller. I should have called you for this one.
Well, his number one toy would have been Evel Knievel motorcycle.
Yeah, that
Yep.
would have been that
Yeah.
one right there. All right, Chris, I'm about to play something here that's gonna. We're going to talk about this.
Star Wars. You and your children loved it. Now, the Earthlings at Kenner have asked my associate and me to present the Star Wars collection. Truly remarkable toys and games for your children. What are you so excited about now?
Do you know what's funny about
Star Wars
this?
TIE Fighter
What's that?
X-Wing
Is
fighter. Now your children can relive our
I
great
was a
space
little
battles
bit
or collect our
over
wonderful Star Wars
past.
companions.
I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah, I was past having
that was
these,
still cool.
but I had one.
Which one?
Yoda. That's
had
the
the-
only one I had was Yoda.
I remember that when these came out, that everybody wanted the R2D2. They wanted the Darth Vader. And
it got elaborate, especially after Empire Strikes Back comes out. They had at walkers and all kinds of stuff.
When we were teenagers,
Boyd Logan had just about everything that they made in Star Wars. Yes.
Jason Brinsfield still has it.
He still has all those?
He has them saved,
That's a good thing.
Debbie, what do you remember from on Christmas morning that stuck out to you, toy-wise?
Well, like I was saying, I mean, there just wasn't that. I just got like dolls.
It doesn't have to be a toy, actually. What was your most memorable Christmas gift ever?
My most memorable Christmas gift? Probably that boob doll.
The boob doll. Oh, that whole. In this day and age.
Mine too.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm about to play a commercial here and see what you guys think about this, because this is one from back in the day, probably early 70s.
Young fun that is cool and keen, and its name is the Snoopy Snow Cone Machine. You put ice cubes in and get a snow cone. It's fun. Young fun is what it's.
You would crank on an ice cube for like 5 minutes to get melted ice and pour Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
over.
after the Easy Bake Oven, I never got the snow cone machine. I was like, no, you don't.
But I remember having a Snoopy. I think I was 5 when I got that at my 5th birthday party. I believe I got a Snoopy.
The Snoopy Snow Cone machine.
I got the Snoopy.
I don't know that I ever got models for Christmas, but I built a lot.
Oh
of models
yeah.
When I was a kid, and I was always saving my money and going and buying a new model.
New model. Man, models were big for us,
I saw it. There was a meme the other day, and it looked like a full-size car. It was in one of those plastic things. It said, only a few of y'all will get this. It was like put together in the sheet where all the parts come in connected.
Oh, yeah.
This was like a huge car.
The
parts to a huge car.
Do you remember, and also one thing I think that every boy had, especially, is that, and this is a meme I saw also on social media, but someone had a picture of a cap gun. Mm-hmm. And the thing up there is, I can smell this picture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can absolutely, because those cap guns, they had that smell. Those little red roll of plastic caps.
Mm-hmm. And then you remember the ones that came in like the detective special that had.
They had like the little round.
Yeah, they were round. Yeah. They would fit right in the cylinder, and you had 6 or 8 shots.
Yeah.
Before you'd have to put a new one in. They were fun.
Those were a lot of fun there.
All right. Are you ready to talk about the death trap?
The death trap? Which one is that?
Lawn darts.
The lawn darts.
The lawn darts.
And you know what? We played lawn darts.
All the time.
All the time. Was it because the tip was so heavy? Was it like knocking people in the head or something?
Good Lord, man. Well, we were talking about this earlier. There was always some that you were playing with that would just throw one straight up and go run, and everybody scattered.
And then somebody get something in their head.
And they had like the yellow plastic circles that you
were supposed to be
throwing them at.
You got your buddy Billy that's kind of hard to hearing, and he's like, "Yeah, this is fun." Whack.
Yes. Yeah, we had a lot of toys like that in the summer because we didn't have video games really.
No,
not until later.
And so we had lawn darts, and we would play badminton, and our bicycles were so important. And that's probably one of my favorite Christmas gifts was my
transportation.
My 10-speed, my very first 10-speed.
Oh, my 10-speed. I think I got it in 5th grade.
I got mine before that. I think I was 5 or 6. I had that big 10-speed that Eric Nave wrecked. I got that when I was like 6 years old. I couldn't even touch the pedals.
Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Okay, guys, I'm about to play another commercial here. I'm going to see what you guys can remember this one here.
H7. Hit. B6.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
H8.
I like that game, too.
Yeah.
C5.
Battleship, a great game of strategy, action, and suspense.
Miss. H6. You sank my battleship.
I would play that.
I'd play that now. I'd play that now.
Right now.
That was a fun game.
That was a fun game.
That was a great game. I'm trying to think. Okay, so let me look on this list here and see if there's anything else that really, really pops out at me. at something we haven't mentioned yet here, the Whizzer.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
So it was a top, okay, but it had like this thing that you would. It was kind of like the same thing as an SST. You know how you would pull it, and you had that thing that would
the gyro. It's a gyro.
It's a
basically.
gyroscope.
Yeah.
Well, this was a gyroscope that was inside of a plastic interior, and you would spin it because the little end of it had like a little rubber thing that would roll, and so you would roll this little top thing up until it got going, and then it would spin because it's gyroscoping.
Right. That's cool.
But I remember the Whizzer.
There's a basics on here that are still viable today. Legos
are huge. Yeah,
they are. Lincoln Logs. I still see Lincoln Logs to this day.
Our kids had Lincoln Logs.
You can't beat Lincoln Logs. What was the other one I saw?
Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, man, I built a lot of stuff with Tinker Toys.
But listen, Nerf balls came out in the 70s, and then the Nerf football.
When the Nerf football came out, I mean, my kids had a Nerf basketball hoop in the house.
Oh, yeah, ours did too.
All the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, there's holes in the walls and that had to be repaired and from dunking the ball.
And the ball. And it wasn't from the ball, it was from you elbowing into the...
Right.
And you guys remember those little plastic guns that shot out the little
disc?
No, they shot out the little plastic sticks with the little suction cup on the end.
Oh, yeah, the suction cup.
Yeah. Little toys like that were a big deal when I was growing. Like you went to the grocery store with your mom,
and you could get something
and you would
like
get that, or the little paddle ball that had stuff like that. I used to like things. Jacks.
You said that gun. I'm talking about the disc gun. Do you remember those?
Yes.
It shot out little discs. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite because they flew a long ways. And imagine that, I play disc golf, so I really like that.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, let's go ahead and play another commercial here and see what we. And see what this brings up.
What molds into silly animals and silly shapes?
Silly putty.
What bounces like a ball?
Silly putty.
What stretches and stretches?
Silly putty.
What picks up pictures from a newspaper and makes them silly? And if you stretch it, even sillier.
Silly putty.
Are you sure Silly Putty can do all those things?
Yes, silly putty is fun.
Silly Putty comes in a shell shaped like an egg. Nothing else is Silly Putty.
That was the coolest thing about Silly Putty.
Is the
newspaper? The newspaper or comic books?
The comic books,
pick up colored comics,
and it would lift up the color. Yeah, that was cool. You get the fun. Yeah, that was the best part. Was the
Silly Putty was a lot of fun. Okay, so here's another commercial. Let me go ahead and do this one here because even though if we were a little older by the time that we
ever watch kids play with Weebles, it's really something.
We were barely young enough for those.
Yeah, I was not.
I was not.
I was.
Kids pretend they're flying into Weeble Airport.
Weebles wobble, but
they don't fall down. Yeah.
Cottage. Or if it's real nice, they go out.
But wheels were cool, I used to play with my.
I'll be honest with you. If there was a Weeble sitting on this table, I'd have to reach out there and hit it.
Yeah,
so
to see if it would. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Have we exhausted this list? Hot Wheels.
Oh, not even close to that.
You got to mention Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels were always
I did mention the Sizzlers, but I'm talking just basic Hot Wheel cars.
Oh, I know. I know what you're talking about.
Hot Wheel cars. Listen, and Matchbox. Matchbox and Hot Wheels. They were competitors, but I had both. I had both that. Let's talk Mr. Potato Head for a second.
Oh, those were cool.
Those were cool. Everybody had a Mr. Potato Head when I was growing up.
Mr. Potato Head.
Chris, did you ever Stretch Armstrong?
I did.
You did?
I did. I looked at that a while ago.
Yeah.
The $6 Million Man and the Stretch Armstrong are two of the things that I had. And Stretch Armstrong was really cool. I mean, you could pull that thing, but actually he finally did break one day.
He did break one time.
Yep. I think Mitchell Fusilier went backwards and I went the other way backwards.
Stretch Monster.
Yeah. They had the Stretch Monster. Did you ever get the Stretch Monster?
No, I just had Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
I mean, once you'd had Stretch Armstrong, it was pretty much over.
Yeah. But yeah,
Stretch Monster, new from Kenner. Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong. It's sold separately, as they always are. But yeah, let's see. I think we mentioned Lincoln Logs.
You've got Barrel of Monkeys on here.
Barrel of Monkeys. Okay, so here's the story about that. And I think it was Ryan. Was it Ryan?
Yes.
Okay, so my youngest son, Ryan. Ryan's 30 now, but he was little.
I was going to tell the story, Chris.
But,
I see.
And he just ripped it right out of me.
No.
Right away from me. He
baby,
just ripped it away.
Baby, I want you to tell this story.
I bring up Barrel of Monkeys.
Oh,
and
it's too late now, Jack.
And he
I'm
ran
helping
with
you
it.
out, Debbie.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You wanted so bad to tell that story.
I have been shamed into silence. And now I'm going to beg my wife.
No,
with
I
all
want you to
humility,
tell it.
with
Because
all
you can
humility.
tell it better than me.
No, you go ahead.
You need to tell it.
Just tell the story, woman.
Well, Ryan used to call them, you know how the barrel of monkeys, they all would hook together like in a long chain, and he called them hooker monkeys.
Hooker monkeys. I
Hooker
like
monkeys.
it. I like
So
it.
I have a vision now of a monkey in
Hooker
fishnet
monkeys.
stockings and a skirt on
Hey,
Go ahead.
G.I., you got boyfriend in Vietnam.
Oh man, Chris, I did not play this earlier, but we'd already mentioned this. But
Okay, Atari, let's see your best pitch.
it was Pete Rose, the Pete Rose commercial with Atari.
You're out, Rose.
The Atari video computer system is 20 cartridges with 1,300 game variations you play on your own TV set.
You can't keep me in here, Atari.
Don't version tonight. Play it.
Yeah, that's big. Debbie's gonna step out, y'all. She's got the dog with her, and I think the dog needs to head out. Debbie, thank you for coming on.
Yep. Always a pleasure, Debbie.
Yep.
My partner in crime, ladies and gentlemen, Debbie Renfro.
Yeah, Debbie Renfro. The applause for Debbie is overwhelming. Yeah, thank goodness she showed up when she did, because I was worried about this being an all boys
that's
toys thing.
I don't need that.
But
hang on, there was something else on the list here I was going to talk about. Pete Rose. Here's a rabbit hole for you.
Okay.
Let the man in the dead gum Hall of Fame, please.
Yeah, put him in the Hall of Fame.
Not to mention, I've got a signed Pete Rose jersey that'll just go up in price.
It would go up huge into that. So if you do that right there.
So this became really big in the 70s.
Yeah.
There's some people out there that are still doing it today, but Duncan yo-yos.
Duncan yo-yos.
Everybody had a freaking yo-yo. Everybody was trying to do these neat tricks that we see people do.
I actually got pretty good.
I sucked at it.
At a yo-yo. I got actually pretty good. I could do the round the world. I got pretty good on it. After I hit myself in the head a few times. But I got pretty good at it.
That's like watching a Bruce Lee movie, man, when he doing nunchucks and then you try it.
And you try listen, man, I hurt myself with some nunchucks before.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could get those at any fair.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Big wheels are a-rolling. Listen to them turn. The big wheel sound of power with speed enough to burn.
Yeah. Did you have a big wheel?
Absolutely.
I did not have a big wheel.
Big wheel by Mars.
You had a three-wheeler.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking about in the 70s, like in the early 70s. I went from a tricycle to a bicycle. I never got a big wheel.
Big wheel was just fun.
Yeah, and then they had the big green machine, but I think we were
Cannon
both
had
a
one
little.
of those. Cannon had a green machine. He did. Man, there's nothing like sliding that dead gun big wheel around though, because it had the handbrake on the side. You could pull it and just whip it
you
around.
could do
it was fun.
You could whip around into that right there.
That was fun.
But some other things on the list. You had the Payday board game. I think everybody had Monopoly too. By the way.
Yes, everybody got Monopoly.
Everybody got Monopoly. Everybody had that. If you Shrinky Dinks, I think we've gone just about everything
pretty much on
this list. Guys, if we didn't hit your favorite Christmas toy, then hit us up on Facebook. You can go to retroshow.net and get to our Facebook and just let us know where we fell short on that. The only thing that I didn't mention was the kaleidoscope. It was a lame little toy. You remember that? You'd hold it up to your eye and you'd twist the thing.
Oh, well, it's not so lame today.
Yeah. Wow,
man, this is really cool.
It's really cool. And Simon. I don't think we mentioned Simon.
We didn't mention Simon, but I think I was pretty much past Simon.
Yeah, by the time we got up there. But
now, I tell you, there was one that came out in the past 20 years, and it was that Bop It.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever play with a Bop It?
Bradley had a Bop It.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bop It Extreme.
I think that's what I have.
Yeah, and so, Bradley definitely had
My
that
wife
as well.
would buy me a toy every year for Christmas when we
that's
first got
funny.
married.
That's cute.
Just something. I mean,
Just something. Just a
stupid.
little,
I got a Bop It one
something.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
fun.
cool. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yep.
Guys, listen, we appreciate you listening. We do. And you can go to retroshow.net, find out how to be a show producer, and also shop at our store. And we have a radio station.
I highly recommend being a producer, y'all.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic if you did that. Listen, guys, if we haven't told you yet, we'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, y'all. Remember,
Merry Christmas.
Jesus is the reason for the season.
Amen, brother. Everybody go out and make your day.
AMF, guys.